Have you ever wondered if that smile, that glance, or even the way she touches her hair could mean more than just friendliness? Today, I'm going to reveal the number one body language sign that tells you she's genuinely attracted to you. And trust me, it's something you don't want to miss because it's hiding in plain sight, and most guys completely miss it. Eye contact is one of the most subtle yet powerful ways a woman shows attraction, and it's something that often goes completely unnoticed by men who are looking for louder, more obvious signs. But the truth is, her eyes are constantly giving away what her words sometimes hide. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she will instinctively hold your gaze longer than usual. It's not the quick, fleeting glance she gives to someone she barely knows. It's that warm, lingering look that almost feels like she's trying to see you, really see you, beyond the surface. Her eyes carry curiosity, comfort, and a spark of desire all at once. And if you pay attention, it becomes impossible to ignore. It's almost as if her pupils dilate a little, her eyebrows lift just slightly, and there's a softness in her gaze that pulls you in without a single word being spoken. The way she looks at you is also often playful, subtle, and even a little teasing. You might catch her looking from the corner of her eye, then quickly glancing away, only to return to your gaze again a few seconds later. That brief breaking of eye contact is not disinterest. It's her way of testing the waters, seeing how you respond to her attention, and keeping the connection alive. Women do this naturally without even thinking about it. Their eyes will linger when they feel drawn to you, and the way they hold your gaze can make your heart beat faster even before any conversation starts. It's like a silent conversation happening just through her eyes. And if you're tuned in, you can feel the intensity of her interest. Eye contact also tells you how comfortable she is around you. When she maintains her gaze, it's not just about attraction, it's about trust and openness. She wants to engage with you, to communicate on a level deeper than words. You may notice that in moments when she's laughing at your jokes or sharing a story, she keeps looking at you, her eyes lighting up with attention. That attentiveness is a strong indicator that she values your presence and is emotionally connecting with you. Even in casual settings, the way she meets your eyes while talking or listening is a subtle form of flirtation, a small but powerful sign that she's invested in the interaction. Sometimes eye contact is paired with other body language cues, making it even more revealing. When she leans in slightly while looking at you, tilts her head, or mirrors your posture, the effect of her gaze becomes almost magnetic. These small gestures, combined with her lingering eyes, create an unmistakable signal of attraction. But it's not just about the length of time she looks at you, it's about the quality of her gaze. A gaze filled with warmth, softness, and a little sparkle can convey more than 1,000 words ever could. It's intimate without being overwhelming, inviting without demanding, and it creates a connection that's almost impossible to ignore. Even in group settings, eye contact can speak volumes. You may notice her looking at you while speaking to someone else, or catching your eye across the room, holding it just a fraction longer than necessary. That subtle acknowledgement, that small but deliberate connection, is her way of saying, I see you and I'm thinking about you. It's in these small, seemingly ordinary moments that attraction often reveals itself most clearly. And if you're paying attention, the messages her eyes send are unmistakable. Mirroring behavior is one of those subtle, almost magical signs of attraction that most people completely miss because it happens on a subconscious level. When a woman is attracted to someone, she often begins to imitate the other person's gestures, movements, and even speech patterns without realizing it. It's not about copying you in an obvious or awkward way. It's much more delicate and natural. For example, if you cross your legs, she might do the same a few moments later. If you lean forward slightly, she leans forward too, almost as if she's tuning into your energy. This mirroring is her subconscious way of creating a connection and building rapport. It's as if she's saying, without words, I feel comfortable with you and I'm in sync with you. And when you notice it, it's hard not to feel that magnetic pull toward her. The fascinating thing about mirroring is that it often appears in tiny, almost imperceptible ways. She might take a sip of her drink when you do, adjust her posture to match yours, or even use similar phrases or words during a conversation. It's a subtle dance of alignment, an unspoken signal that she's attuned to your energy and wants to create a sense of harmony. People naturally gravitate toward others who mirror their behavior because it triggers feelings of familiarity and comfort. And when a woman does this with someone she's attracted to, it's her subconscious way of showing that she's engaged, interested, and emotionally invested in the interaction. The more she mirrors you, the stronger that invisible thread of attraction becomes. Mirroring also extends beyond physical gestures. It can show up in emotional responses and energy levels. If you're excited and animated about something, she might match your enthusiasm, her expressions and tone echoing yours in a way that feels effortless. If you're calm and relaxed, she mirrors that too, leaning into the same rhythm and vibe. This synchronization is a strong indicator of interest because it demonstrates that she is not only paying attention to you, but also trying to resonate with your emotional state. It's almost like your bodies are having a conversation that words don't capture, and in many ways, it's one of the most intimate forms of nonverbal communication. Another fascinating aspect of mirroring is that it can make you feel more connected than ever before without any overt declaration of feelings. The subconscious imitation of gestures and behaviors creates a sense of closeness and shared understanding, and often it happens so naturally that it doesn't even feel deliberate. You might find yourself noticing little patterns in her behavior, how she subtly shifts her posture to match yours, how she laughs in the same rhythm as you, or even how she adjusts her tone to echo your words. These small acts create an invisible bridge between you, making the interaction feel effortless and deeply personal. Mirroring behavior also often increases in intensity as her attraction grows. Early on, it might be just a slight reflection of your movements, almost imperceptible. But as she becomes more comfortable and drawn to you, the mirroring becomes more consistent and noticeable. Her gestures, facial expressions, and even her energy start aligning with yours in a way that's incredibly natural yet profoundly revealing. When you notice it, it becomes impossible to deny the underlying chemistry, and the connection she's building with you becomes more tangible and exciting with every shared movement. Playing with hair is one of those classic, almost instinctive signs of attraction that women often do without even realizing it. It's a behavior deeply rooted in both biology and psychology, and it often appears when a woman feels nervous, excited, or drawn to someone she likes. When she twirls her hair around her finger, brushes it behind her ear, or lightly touches it while talking to you, it's rarely just a random habit. Her gestures carry subtle signals of interest and flirtation, a nonverbal way of saying, I like you and I want your attention. What makes this sign so compelling is that it's intimate yet playful, a small window into her subconscious that reveals more than words ever could. There's something about hair that is deeply personal and tied to femininity. And when she draws attention to it around you, it's a quiet, powerful form of attraction. The way she plays with her hair can also reveal her emotional state in that moment. If she's lightly flipping it, brushing it behind her ear, or tucking it behind her shoulders while maintaining eye contact with you, it often indicates excitement and nervous energy. It's a physical manifestation of the butterflies she feels inside. The action itself is soothing, a way for her to manage her nervous energy while also subtly keeping your focus on her. Sometimes she might even bite her lip or glance away briefly while twirling a strand, a combination of gestures that suggests vulnerability and curiosity, almost as if she's testing your reaction to her attention. It's a delicate balance between showing interest and maintaining a sense of playful mystery. And if you notice it, it's an unmistakable sign that she's intrigued by you. Hair gestures also often appear alongside other signs of attraction, amplifying the message she's sending. For example, she might smile while twirling her hair, or her laughter might become slightly more melodic as she brushes a strand behind her ear. These accompanying behaviors enhance the flirty energy she's projecting, creating a sense of intimacy without a single word being spoken. The movement of her hair draws your attention, guides your focus toward her, and subtly encourages interaction. It's a way of saying, "Notice me," while still keeping it light and effortless. The most interesting part is that this behavior is usually subconscious. She's not doing it to manipulate you, she's doing it because she feels drawn to you, and her body is expressing that attraction naturally. Even small variations in the way she touches or plays with her hair can convey different levels of interest. Gentle, absent minded twirls during a conversation suggest comfort and curiosity, while more deliberate brushing or running her fingers through her hair can indicate she's consciously aware of your presence and is enjoying the effect her actions have on you. In group settings, she might subtly move her hair when catching your eye across the room, a signal that she wants to connect without making it obvious to everyone else. It's this combination of subtlety and intentionality that makes playing with hair such a powerful indicator of attraction, because it blends vulnerability, confidence, and flirtation in a single natural gesture. Hair gestures can also act as a magnet, drawing attention to her face and expressions, making every glance and smile more impactful. When she's engaged in conversation, you might notice she brushes her hair back while leaning in slightly, creating a sense of closeness and intimacy. It's almost hypnotic, and it often pulls people in without them even realizing why. Her fingers running through her hair are not just movements, they're signals, invitations, and playful teases all rolled into one, communicating interest in a way that is beautifully subtle and utterly captivating. Smiling and laughing are some of the most effortless yet unmistakable signs of attraction, and they carry far more meaning than most people realize. When a woman is genuinely drawn to someone, her smiles are not just polite or social, they're intentional, warm, and filled with emotion. There's a difference between the kind of smile she gives to a stranger and the one she gives when she's captivated by someone she likes. The smiles that signal attraction tend to reach her eyes, creating a sense of openness and sincerity that is impossible to fake. You might notice her grin lingering just a little longer when you say something funny, or the way her lips curve naturally as she looks in your direction, as if she can't help it. These moments of genuine smiling are often paired with subtle body language, like leaning in slightly or tilting her head, making the gesture feel personal, intimate, and inviting all at once. Laughter is another layer of this attraction, and it often works in tandem with smiling to create a sense of connection. When she laughs at your jokes, even the small casual ones, it's more than politeness. It's an unconscious signal that she enjoys your presence and wants to encourage more interaction. The tone, timing, and frequency of her laughter can tell you a lot about her level of interest. A light, airy laugh that comes quickly and freely suggests she's comfortable, playful, and genuinely engaged with you. It's a way of showing that your company excites her and that she's letting down her guard enough to express her amusement openly. Even if the joke isn't that funny, the laughter itself is a sign that she's emotionally connecting, creating a subtle bond that goes far beyond words. What makes smiling and laughing such strong indicators of attraction is the way they create positive feedback loops. When she smiles or laughs at you, it naturally makes you feel more confident and relaxed, which in turn encourages her to smile or laugh even more. This invisible dance builds chemistry effortlessly, almost like the two of you are unconsciously in sync. You may notice her laughter rising in pitch or her smiles becoming more playful as the conversation continues, a sign that her interest is growing and that she's enjoying the connection on a deeper level. It's not just about being amused, it's about the emotional resonance she feels in your presence, and her body language communicates that in the most authentic way possible. Smiling and laughing are also incredibly versatile in expressing different shades of attraction. A shy, subtle smile while catching your eye across a room suggests curiosity and intrigue, while a wide, open grin during a shared joke signals comfort, joy, and flirtation. Sometimes her laughter might include small gestures, covering her mouth lightly, tilting her head, or leaning closer, that add a layer of intimacy to the moment. These micro behaviors enhance the sense of closeness and show that she's attuned to your energy, reacting to you in ways that are playful, genuine, and deeply human. Even in group settings, a woman's laughter directed at you can carry a magnetic pull, distinguishing her interest from casual social engagement and creating a subtle, unmistakable connection that draws your attention again and again. What makes these gestures so powerful is that they're incredibly difficult to fake convincingly. Smiles that don't reach the eyes, laughter that feels forced, or delayed reactions rarely carry the same emotional weight. When she smiles and laughs naturally around you, it's a reflection of comfort, pleasure, and attraction all rolled into one. Her expressions become a window into her feelings, revealing her level of interest in ways that words alone often cannot. Physical proximity is one of those undeniable yet often overlooked signs that a woman is attracted to someone. It's not always about grand gestures or obvious closeness. Often it's the small, subconscious ways she positions herself near you that reveal her interest. When a woman is drawn to someone, she will naturally find ways to be closer, whether it's leaning in during a conversation, standing just a little nearer than necessary, or subtly shifting her seat to reduce the distance between you. These actions are instinctive, almost like her body is signaling, without words, I want to be near you. It's fascinating because even if she isn't aware of it, she's creating opportunities for connection, intimacy, and shared energy. Proximity communicates comfort, trust, and desire. And when she's consistently choosing to close the physical gap, it's a strong indication of attraction that speaks louder than any compliment or verbal cue ever could. The way she navigates space around you is also telling. A woman who is genuinely interested will often mirror your movements to maintain closeness, subtly adjusting her position whenever you move. She might lean forward when you speak, lean slightly toward you when listening, or angle her body in your direction during a group setting. These seemingly small shifts in positioning create a magnetic pull, drawing your attention to her while simultaneously signaling her focus and interest. There's a delicate balance in how she does this. She's close enough to feel connected, but not so close that it feels forced or uncomfortable. This subtle dance of space allows her to communicate desire while keeping the interaction natural and playful, and it often creates a sense of intimacy that words cannot replicate. Proximity also works hand in hand with other body language cues to amplify attraction. For instance, when she smiles, laughs, or makes eye contact while closing the physical distance, the effect is exponentially stronger. Leaning in slightly during a conversation shows that she's engaged and invested in what you're saying, while even casual touches like brushing against your arm, lightly tapping your shoulder, or guiding you playfully can convey interest without her needing to state it outright. These small, deliberate acts of closeness often occur unconsciously, and their cumulative effect is a powerful signal of her attraction. The closer she chooses to be, the more comfortable she feels with your presence, and the more she's willing to share her energy, emotions, and attention with you. Physical proximity is also incredibly context dependent, which makes it all the more telling when it happens naturally. In crowded or social settings, for example, a woman who finds ways to stay near you despite having other options is clearly prioritizing your company. She might subtly adjust her chair, stand closer while talking, or find excuses to cross paths, all while maintaining casual composure. Even when she's surrounded by friends or in a busy environment, the consistent effort to remain within your personal space signals that she's drawn to you and values the connection. This behavior is rarely accidental. It reflects her subconscious desire to be near you, to share moments, and to create opportunities for interaction. The beauty of physical proximity is that it's a very primal form of attraction. Humans are wired to respond to closeness, and when someone moves closer intentionally, it triggers feelings of intimacy, attention, and connection. A woman who consistently chooses to occupy the space near you is creating a dynamic where attention is shared, chemistry can flourish, and attraction can grow naturally. It's one of the most direct yet subtle ways to gauge interest because it combines instinct, comfort, and desire in a single observable behavior. Open body language is one of the most telling signs of attraction, yet it's often subtle enough that many people overlook it. When a woman is genuinely interested in someone, her body naturally communicates receptiveness and comfort without her even realizing it. Open gestures like uncrossed arms, relaxed shoulders, and facing you directly signal that she is emotionally available and engaged in the interaction. It's a form of nonverbal communication that's both instinctive and revealing, showing that she's comfortable in your presence and open to connection. Unlike words, which can be carefully controlled or curated, body language often betrays true feelings, making open posture a particularly reliable indicator of attraction. The way she positions herself physically conveys attention, interest, and a subconscious desire to create closeness, making it one of the most powerful signs that she's drawn to you. One of the most noticeable aspects of open body language is how she orients herself toward you. A woman who is interested will naturally turn her torso, shoulders, and even her feet in your direction, often without thinking about it. This orientation is a subtle yet unmistakable signal of focus and engagement, and it shows that she wants to be present in the moment with you. When paired with other cues, like leaning in slightly or maintaining eye contact, the effect is amplified, creating a sense of intimacy and connection that feels effortless. Even small adjustments in posture, like uncrossing her legs, keeping her hands visible, or adopting a relaxed stance, can indicate that she is trying to be approachable, inviting, and in sync with your energy. Open body language also extends to her gestures and movements. When she uses her hands expressively, leans forward when you speak, or keeps her movements fluid rather than closed off or defensive, it signals that she is emotionally engaged and comfortable around you. A relaxed, open posture conveys trust and a lack of tension, both of which are key indicators of attraction. Women often mirror the openness of someone they are drawn to, subtly copying gestures, leaning patterns, or the way the other person holds themselves. This subconscious mirroring, combined with open body language, creates a sense of harmony and mutual interest, making interactions feel more connected and natural. Another subtle yet powerful aspect of open body language is her willingness to maintain space that allows for interaction without creating barriers. She won't shield herself with crossed arms, pursed lips, or turned away shoulders. Instead, she keeps her posture inviting, showing that she's approachable and receptive. Even when seated in a group or in a social environment, she will position herself in a way that keeps you within her immediate personal space, facing you, engaging with your energy, and showing that she values the interaction. The absence of defensive or closed off gestures is often more telling than any overt action because it reflects comfort, interest, and a subconscious desire to connect. The combination of openness, relaxed posture, and orientation toward you also makes her signals of attraction easier to notice and interpret. When a woman's body is open, she is not only showing interest, but also inviting engagement, making it easier for subtle cues like eye contact, smiling, or light touches to be noticed and reciprocated. Open body language is a silent yet eloquent way of communicating attraction, blending comfort, attention, and receptivity in a manner that words alone could never fully capture. It's a visual representation of her emotional state, her curiosity, and her willingness to create closeness, all packaged into movements and gestures that are natural, authentic, and revealing. So when it comes down to it, attraction isn't always loud, flashy, or obvious. Sometimes it's in the little things, the way her eyes linger just a moment too long, the subtle way she mirrors your movements, the playful twirl of her hair, or the warmth of her genuine smile and laughter. It's in the way she chooses to close the distance, leaning in just a little closer, or how her body remains open and inviting, creating an unspoken connection that draws you together. Each of these signs might seem small on their own, but when you start noticing them together, they form a clear picture. She's interested, she's engaged, and she's attracted to you. Understanding these signals isn't about overthinking or analyzing every gesture. It's about tuning in, paying attention, and allowing yourself to read the subtle language she's already speaking. When you recognize these cues, it gives you the confidence to respond naturally, to engage with her in ways that feel genuine, and to nurture the connection that's already beginning to form. Attraction is a conversation of glances, gestures, and subtle cues. And once you learn to notice it, it can completely change the way you connect with someone you like. Ultimately, it's about presence, attention, and awareness. When you observe her eyes, her smiles, her laughter, the small ways she mirrors you, the closeness she seeks, and the openness of her body, you're not just reading signs, you're discovering the story she's already telling without words. And that story is one of interest, curiosity, and undeniable attraction.